Hey guys, it is Allen. Thank you and welcome to the vlog. Today's going to be a little bit different. We got to sit down with Drew Powell. Awesome guy. And he is one of the lead pastors at Cross Point here in Nashville. That's where my wife Lauren and I go. And he was just gracious enough to sit down with me and Nate and answer our questions. So we decided, hey, let's just put the interview into the vlog. So thanks for watching. We hope you enjoy it. I have a hard time with wanting to do the soap dispensers kind of level of stuff on day one. How do you build it without chasing too many things at once? Does that make sense? That's my struggle. My struggle is I will go down rabbit holes.
Right.
I try to reel him back in a little bit. I'm like, let's slow it down. Like we have this big whiteboard. I'm like, okay, the whiteboard's filled. We can't add anything else.
Well, that's tough, right? I mean, simple is hard. Busy, chaotic, cluttered, that's easy to do.
Yeah.
But really honing down, okay, what are the one or two things that we're going to do? I'm going to do really well. We're going to simplify. And that's what I'm doing with most of my story brand clients. Like, they know their business better than I do. Like, what do I know about being a dentist? Yeah. They're just so close to it that I'm able to say, okay, at the end of the day, what's your niche? Who do you want to be? Who do you want to target? And do that real well. I guess as you grow, I mean, you can expand. But like, if we were to start over, we wouldn't be doing soap dispensers. We didn't do soap dispensers when we started. It's like, we've got 2 full-time production designers now that can crank that stuff out. It's like you have to look and say, okay, what is actually what's mission critical for us at this moment. So we definitely start out with saying, okay, what are our top values? What are the things we know we have to have? And then we just kind of start building extras from there.
I'm the guy that literally walks through the department store and says, "Oh, that is a good-looking font." Like that's me. Mm-hmm. And so because of that, I get caught up in the details, and I'm like, okay, that's why I'm kind of bringing Nate on, and I got different people on. It's like, okay, how do we slow down, and how do I force myself to slow down and say, all right, what's most important? How do we do this? How do we build it out the correct way? Yeah. Because what it'll be in 10 years is different than what it is today. And I have to be okay with that. Yeah.
Well, I think for me, I don't know if you're this way, it's really hard for me to land on something and just really work it 100%. And execute, because I'm just 100%. I like the next new thing. So for me to lock in and just surround myself with great people that hold, like my communications director, she's incredible. She's very detailed. She's very I'm not that way. Yeah. I'm
definitely not that way.
And I'm like you, where I have an eye for the details that I like, but when it comes to organization and systems, I'm not a systems guy necessarily. I'm more of here's the end result. Yeah. But she helps me get there, and if I don't embrace that, there would be a lot of tension, because it would be, man, you keep killing my dreams. I keep telling you we don't do this, and you keep telling me why we can't. Yeah. Which instead, I'll actually bring stuff to her and say, hey, I don't tell you how to get there. I'd love for us to eventually we help me build a system for this, and she'll come in and put it together, and it's great, know. And so I think you having great people around you that's helping you say, hey, remember when you said you wanted to do this? Do you still want to do that? And Kevin's the same way. Kevin and I are wired very similar. We're all I'm really big on Enneagram, so it's for me, it's knowing how people are wired and how they're motivated. Kevin's a 7, which he chases new stuff all the time. Yeah. So I go back, and of course for me, my posture is to serve him. So I'm trying to help him, but there's a lot of times where I'll say, hey, I love that idea, but remember, we're tracking on this idea. Do you love that idea more than this one? Do you want to adjust? And if you want to adjust, just so you know, here's what we're going to do. We've already got art created. We've already got this. This is going to mean that. And most of the time he's like, oh, no. We'll just put that idea in Evernote and we'll come back to it later. Yeah. And so it's just helping him know, I'm not a yes man by any stretch, but it's helping him know, we can do that, but here's what it would take. Staying laser focused, having great people around you to help say, remember you said this was important.
Pull back a little bit. Yeah. My big thing is, and it may be something we, if you are open to it, I might can sit down with you and do some consulting. But,
that'd be great.
But I think that really being able to hone down on that message, the consistent message, right? That's what I know. Figuring out that why and figuring out this is what we're doing. We're not just doing it just to make money. We're doing this because we're actually trying to make impact, on the communities around us.
Absolutely.
But I just that's why I wanted to sit down with you, because I just love how literally from from the time you pull in, and I do parking, but by the time you come in and you're doing parking to the greeters team, to how well you guys take care of the serve, people that are on the serve team. Like, to me, it's just so well thought out. It just and to me, like, I've been in different places, not to now, but you kind of walk away from it with more of a bad taste. Sure. I've just been so impressed. The more that I get in with Cross Point, and which is it's really
well, it's
nice.
a value for us, and it shapes our behaviors, right? It's like that's sometimes I wear my team out because we've got the staff values with the health code, and each team has their own set of like guiding principles. So I'm like, we gotta be clear about this, because if we're not. I think a lot of churches, why you don't see it, is because it's just not a value. It's not that it's hard to do. We just value brand consistency. Like, it's just, and we feel like just with any brand, like, I mean, that's our reputation. So like, I get real passionate about if a campus is doing an event or something and they're putting our logo on something, I'm involved in that conversation, because I'm like, man, this is our reputation in the community, especially churches. I mean, historically, churches just have terrible reputations. I mean, we're fighting against ourselves in a lot of ways, so we have to prove to people. People don't come in emotionally neutral to church anymore. There's really no such thing as an unchurched person anymore. You had de-churched people that have had bad experiences or something else, so they're coming in thinking, is this going to be like my grandma's church, or is this going to be like the guy I saw on TV, or is like all these different things. So we're actually competing against our own history. I don't say Cross Point, but just church in general. And so for us, we just place a high value on, it's really on people. I mean, when we talk about excellence, it's like, why do we create this? It's not for us to look at, but we feel like people are that valuable. Right. We feel like God thinks people are that valuable. They care. He cares about the details. We care about the details. We want the people saying, man, they cared enough about us to know what kind of candy I like to put in my, like, because we feel like that's just a reflection of who God is, and so we just value it, and so that's why we chase.
Is there anything that you think, like, hey, put this off for now, or just avoid as I'm kind of trying to build it from the ground up?
I mean, I think you said it. I think it's staying laser focused. Yeah. Like, I think, as Don Miller said all the time, noise is the enemy. I mean, it's like, if you can cut through the noise and clarify what you're trying to do, and then scale, I mean, and then do what you're doing just at a really high level. I mean, obviously, I think anytime you put people you're in the people business, obviously, you're in the home business, so it's like when you can just look at people and their needs and but you can stay super simple, super specific at the beginning. You probably heard the old True Kathy story of Chick-fil-A, but about them, him pounding the table saying, man, if we just get better, people demand bigger. Have you heard that story?
I've heard parts of it, but
you can Google. I don't bore you with the whole thing, but basically saying we got to scale, we got bigger. They're closed on Sundays, all that kind of thing, and they're talking about bigger and fancy, whatever. And he just talked about let's be better. Like, if we're better, people will demand that we get bigger. So if you go after scale and size, but if you focus on, hey, we're going to be. There's just certain things, if I'm being honest, as a church, we're not that great at. But we just stay focused on, okay, this is who we know we are. And there's a lot of churches in this area. We don't have to be the church for everybody. There's going to be people that prefer it quieter. They prefer it more traditional. They prefer it whatever. I mean, theological, whatever it is. And that's fine. That's not our competition. We're saying go for that. But if you come to town and you want a place where you can come as you are and everyone's welcome, nobody's perfect, that whole idea, I mean, that's why you hear us say that so much, because that's our brand. I mean, the brand, obviously, it's not the logo, it's not the look, it's not whatever, it's our culture. And, that would be my one piece of advice is niche. How do you laser focus? How do you say this is what I'm going? Because the thing is, with a niche, and this, but like, you're going to still get people on both sides. It's not that that's going to be, but at least you're able to drive everything towards this is what I'm going after.
Right. That makes sense. Well, man, I appreciate it. Like, I don't want to like hold you over.
You're fine, man. You're fine. I could talk about this stuff.
Dude,
I love it.
I'm like, literally, that's all I think about all the time. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I love sitting down with Drew, who's so gracious. And until next time, go make some magic happen.